Hey, it's Liam. Today is Friday the 23rd of February. It's like, I don't know, 5:30 or something like that. I know the sun has already set long ago back at home, and it's still up down here, so that's good. So today was my travel around days down here, and just looking at not just properties, but neighborhoods themselves. I actually specifically looked for the neighborhoods in the houses that I saw on Truly. Not for the houses themselves, they won't be for sale when I go looking, but just looking at the neighborhoods that are around them and whether I like them or not. I did not like all of them, but there are some neighborhoods that that I did like a lot, especially around here, around Cave Spring. It's usually a reliable neighborhood to find a home in. Things that I have to remember is that when looking at a map, you don't know if there's a mountain nearby, because the neighborhoods start to climb the mountains. And even here where my Airbnb is, there is a big cliffside towards, like, the neighborhood like slopes down to the south and then quickly comes up in a cliff, and it's shadowy. So there is actually a house for sale at the bottom of that cliff, the bottom of a north-facing cliff. So it doesn't look like that on a map. So if you were to buy that house, there's tall trees behind it. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. It just keeps going up. I don't know what's up there. I didn't take the roads up to see, but that does make it a very dark house. And one of the reasons of coming down here for wintertime sun would be kind of nicked for it. Another one, I was up in Salem, and also another town further north that began with an H. Harris, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if they're neighborhoods or towns, because they're just names on a map, really. And that's the west side of the valley. So right after that, there's the highway, and then there's a whole ridge line of mountains. And just going through those neighborhoods and having this big, dark wall of mountain to the west, which, the more the mountains rise into the sky, the sooner in the day the sun disappears behind it. So, something to think about. I also realized that there are lots of narrow roads down here, and like white knuckle. I practiced my driving skills in my formative years in the Back Bay of Boston, so it's I'm used to like narrow spaces, high speeds, but those drop-offs, those narrow roads, oh no, big no. And there was another place. I've forgotten all the names of these places. There was another house that I decided to not even go to because I realized that there was a mountain to its west, and I just stopped at Burger King and had some dinner and called it a day, and came back to my Airbnb and just grabbed some. They have a lot of Krogers here. They don't just have like Kroger. They have like a lot of Krogers, like there are Exxon stations everywhere, but there's in some neighborhoods there are like Krogers, like their gas stations. It's just interesting. And without seeing other brands, I just see an Aldi. Maybe I saw 2 Aldis. I don't know. I'm paying attention to some things and not others, okay? And I'm driving at the same time. So tomorrow I'm driving back to Massachusetts, back into the Arctic, frigid, eternal winter that is up there, and the 17 types of ice that my house is encased in, and the uncleared driveway. It's not a long driveway, but it's wide, it's flat, I have 4-wheel drive, and I hope that my neighbors haven't cleared it up yet. So this was another good thing between here and there. It was 80 degrees here yesterday, which is unusual. And before I left Massachusetts, I was like, oh, geez, the weather was beautiful in Massachusetts all winter. I think I'm going to get a place down south, and the weather turns out pretty nice. And after I leave, they get some pretty bad ice storms. And then it's going to be like that for next week as well. So I'm going to have to... I didn't get away from all of it. So it was about the weather differences, that even though the weather on the East Coast has been warm, the weather difference also still happened. Like, I wanted to be down here when the weather was bad up north, and that is exactly what happened. So that's it. I have to leave early in the morning. I have to pack tonight, get myself ready tonight, and so I can roll out of bed, press the button on my coffee, because that's pretty much all that I can do before I have had coffee, and then throw everything in the truck and hit the road, because it's going to be another long road back to Massachusetts. I should probably look into that before I go to bed too. I'm pretty sure I know the way. Look, I'll just put it in the nav and I'll be fine. I'll be fine. So, thank you for watching. This has been Liam from Base Stated.